Okay, what I want to show you today in this video is how to cut out objects, which is also referred to as deep etching. So as you can see here, I've got a group of feathers, and they are drawings that I've done, and I've taken photos of each drawing, and they appear on a separate layer each. And some of them you'll notice I've already cut out the background, and I have a few left to go, and so I'm going to show you how I did that with these few left I have to go. So as you can see, I can toggle through some of these layers just by clicking that eye little symbol next to each layer, and switch them all off and on. As you can see here, I have a layer with one colour. I'll call it colour so I know which layer it is, and I've got purple. It doesn't necessarily matter which colour you use, but sometimes it does, and I'll show you that later on. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to create a new layer. I'm going to name it colour. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to select, first of all I'll select this lime green, which is typically used, and then I'm going to use the bucket tool, and I'm going to click on the layer that I've named colour, making sure that I've got that one selected. So as you can see, we have a background of green, so this makes it a little bit easier to see the parts that you wish to rub out. Okay, so I've just dragged that layer down behind the next layer that I wish to work with, and I'm going to use the magic eraser tool, and I'm going to click on, oops, I've actually clicked on the wrong layer, so I just press Ctrl Z, fix it back up, and as you can see I've selected the correct layer to erase the background. So with the magic eraser tool, I just click on, oops, I used the wrong layer again. Here we go, the right layer. So I'm just clicking, and this works much like the magic wand tool. Basically the bottom left point there of the eraser, if you point that onto an area, it will look for other colours within the tolerance sort of programmed up the top there. So I just need to fine tune it now, so I'm going to use the normal eraser tool, and I'm going to set the size to a fairly large size and just go along and erase some of those areas which are easier to get to. If you really want to get right into it, get a really close edge, you can zoom right in onto the object you wish to cut out and use a smaller eraser tool to really fine tune it. As you can see, it was hard to see the bits that I needed to erase with that lime green, so I've just gone to that colour layer and changed it to a darker blue colour so it contrasts with the white of the paper. As you can see, I'm just sort of going through, erasing, trying to get it nice and tight there, but as I said, if you want to get right into it, you can zoom in and use a smaller eraser tool to really get it right in there. Get a nice edge. Sometimes a sharp edge can stand out a bit too much in an undesirable way, so if you do something really close like that, I'd recommend using a soft edge eraser. Okay, there we go. So as you can see, I've just erased all of the background on that layer, separating that feather, and it's in that group with all the other feathers that we have there. Just a little bit of tidying up. So notice that there's just a few little bits on some of the other layers, so I'll just go and tidy them up. Alright, so now I might move on to the next one. I'm dragging that colour layer behind the next feather, selecting, as you can see, looking for that next feather. So selecting the magic eraser tool again, I'm just going there and then just erasing those large areas using the magic eraser tool. Okay, so when I'm happy with that, I just go back to my larger eraser tool, just go along and get rid of some of the things that So I'm just going to repeat this process over and over until I've done it to all of the layers. So what I might do is I might pause and just come back when I've done it. Okay, I'm back. That was quick, I guess you're all saying. So what I've done is I've separated all of these feathers and removed their background. So they're all on a separate layer with each other as I'm showing you here. So that's all the feathers on their separate layer, and that's the background one, where I'm leaving the background in there. And as I'm making all the feathers here, you can notice that they're overlapping each other, where I would like them to be a bit transparent. So I'm going to shift, select all of these ones, and then I'm going to change the transparency to 60%, and there we have it, the transparent feathers where we can see all their parts as they sort of flutter around through time. So I hope you enjoyed that, guys. I'm Peter. Have fun.